Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. We're still letting some people trickle in, and we'll be getting started very shortly. Okay, looks like mostly everybody's in here. Hello, everybody. I'm Corey Mullins, the Marketing Director at iatricSystems. Welcome to our webinar. I'm going to be our moderator for today's sessions, as well as your support for anything marketing for our partner program. Our topic today is going to be covering the iatricSystems Partner Program. James Lich is going to join us and do a covering of all things that are involved with our particular program today. As a reminder, this webinar is going to be recorded for quality purposes. You want to move to the next slide, James?
Yes, please. Next slide.
All right. If you experience any technical problems, please let us know in the questions pane. You can navigate to the Q&A icon at the top of your screen and enter those questions in the screen that you see on the right. If you're having severe technical issues, you could always email us at webp@iatric.com, and we'll be able to assist you and get you in the right place. We encourage you to ask questions throughout the webinar, and you can enter those in that same questions pane. We're going to answer all of your questions after today's presentation. Once this webinar concludes, you're going to receive a short survey, and we'd appreciate it if you could take a moment to fill that out. You're also going to be getting a copy of the recording for today, just in case you want to share the presentation with any team member that wasn't able to make it today. With that, I'd like to introduce our speaker, James Lich.
Thank you, Corey. It's a real pleasure. It's a real honor. It's really a great time, actually, to be back in front of some people I haven't been in front of in some time. Many of you know that I've recently transitioned from Nuance Microsoft to iatric. And over the last roughly 2 months, we've had an opportunity to put together what we believe to be a very fruitful and great opportunity for a value-added reseller channel and potential distribution model. So what we're going to go through today is really to talk about what we are trying to build here, and actually what we have built. The goal being to introduce the iatricSystems Healthcare Partner Program and product offering for patient privacy, securing the pharmacy, and offering also a mobile phlebotomy product as well. So what we'll do is we'll talk about who we are, who is iatric, how long have we been around, what are we a part of, what are we building, what are the different partner types that we anticipate in our program, what are the target markets, and what's the ideal customer profile. We'll talk about the solution set in Haystack IS, DetectRx, and mobile app to solve those problems to the left in the goal page. We'll talk about the partner program overview. We'll even touch on some of the competitive landscape. It reminds me of a time, kind of a long time ago, actually, when it was just a big green field and we had an opportunity to grow it ourselves. And I think that's what we have today. We'll also talk about what the next steps are to become a part of our program, and also pricing and what's in it for you. But before we do that, what I would like to do is actually introduce a gentleman that I have over the last 90 days come to meet, come to admire, and come to respect. Shon Barrier is the Executive Vice President here at iatric. Each Executive Vice President runs their business unit for Harris Healthcare, and I'll let him talk about that to a bigger extent. I come here because they reached out to me. They reached out to me via LinkedIn. Jeremy Blanchard, the VP of Professional Services, noticed that I was available, and they were in need and looking forward to and had a vision for a partner program. And together, I think we're finally there. And I'm really proud to introduce Shon Barrier, our Executive Vice President. Shon, would you tell us a little bit about iatric, who we are, where we came from, and what we are today, please?
Yeah, thank you, James. Yes, Jeremy sent me James' link to his LinkedIn profile about 3 months ago. And this is something that we feel like can really help us to expand our reach. iatricSystems was founded 35 years ago, as it says on the screen. It was actually April 1st, 1990. And I always have to tell people that's not an April Fool's joke. That's actually really when the company was founded. The company was privately held through 2018, at which point the owner and founder, he sold it to Harris Computer. We are one of the business units here in the healthcare group. iatric over the years has developed numerous products and services. We're not offering all of those. I mean, there's a lot of them are not really applicable anymore. That's why. But the three things that we're offering they're all great products, multiple class award winners. Really, I think a great product portfolio that we're offering today. As James said, each Harris business unit is headed by an executive vice president. That's who I am. I've been with the company in multiple roles since 2005. So I think that tells you everything you need to know. I don't want to get too far in the weeds because this is not the History Channel. So back to you, James.
That's quite all right, Shon. Thanks. I think one of the things I want to highlight is right there at the bottom. How do we do it? One of the things that's impressed me so much about iatricSystems is the level of professionalism that we have in the organization, the level of detail to the code. Is it going to work when it comes out of the box? Can we deliver it on time? And then once it's deployed, does it work in the environment that it's deployed in? And all of those questions have resulted in a yes from my perspective. So I'm really excited to talk about what we're building. So the goal again is to build a third-party reseller network to distribute, sell, and implement cutting-edge medical technology and professional services to healthcare providers. You can read the rest. You can also guess how I came up with that phraseology using Copilot. It helped me actually come up with those words. So thanks to that. So what did we need to do? Well, we needed to recruit a specialized team. It looks like I'm the first of that specialized team to come on board. During that onboarding process, we had to figure out how we could establish a partner ecosystem. And then how are we going to deliver our solutions? Fortunately for me, of those three things, I'm part of one and number two. We already have our products ready to go and they're deployed and hosted via the cloud. So we're already there. When we started to talk about a partner channel, we kind of wondered, well, what is that going to mean? How can we adapt this for growth? Because the whole idea here is to grow the revenue of iatric and improve the performance of the company, all the while deploying class qualified products and services. So we're doing that. And we're trying to stay ahead of all of the chaos that's in the market as it relates to patient privacy, drug diversion, and mobile phlebotomy. And we'll talk about that more. So how are we building it? We're building it in two pieces. As you can see to the left of the screen, relationship types. I'll talk about that in a moment. Those of you that are on this call, you understand this this phraseology, the different types of partners that we have. We are looking to field a partner portfolio of sales agents, those that are interested in simply tossing a lead over the fence. We're looking at managed partners, value-added resellers like yourselves. We're looking at a distribution model as well, not only for North America, but for also rest of world to help us scale and help us grow. We probably won't go to the corporate account resellers right away. Those are your big CDWs, your Insights, those folks of the world. That's for down the road. And currently, we are not going to be going into the federal government as well, although we have plans to grow that space and segment as well. So what are the target markets that we have? For some of you on this call, we've been used to calling on physician offices, ambulatory surgery centers, remote, or I should say, excuse me, rural healthcare, those types of environments, small, medium hospitals. Our solutions in Haystack IS, DetectRx, and Mobile Lab appeal to almost all of those segments, but not the bottom segment. We have to have some size. So Haystack will appeal to mid-large hospital systems. DetectRx will appeal to the same size hospital system as well as behavioral health facilities, physician groups of size, anywhere where you have an EMR deployed at scale. And I'll stop here because this is really an area where I'm still learning. So I'll invite Corey to add to this. Corey, would you like to talk a little bit about any of the target market data? You may be on mute.
Yep, I'm off mute. Just regarding target market, we're going to have inside one of our partner program documents a breakdown as far as the total addressable market, as well as a good persona as far as who do we sell into today, where is there some white space, and I think with all three of these products, there's a lot of opportunity around there. The best part about it is for each of these three, we have established customers in each one of these vectors. So as you're selling to your current customer group, whether it's mid to large size hospitals, if you're going to particular pharmacy teams, we can give you references for each one of these products that speaks very highly of each one of these three core groups that you'll be selling.
And what about Mobile Lab when it comes to Lab Director? Want to talk about that for a second? We kind of touched on it yesterday. Yeah.
As far as for Lab Director specifically, this is just something across, well, I guess I'm a little bit stuck here. Were you looking more for why Mobile Lab is more versatile, or what?
I was just appealing to a market segment or a contact within a hospital or large environment or a laboratory for Mobile Lab. That's all.
Oh, got you. Yeah, then, I mean, there's a lot of different as far as titles that we're able to share. Typically, when we look at some of our definitive healthcare data or market research, we're going to be able to deliver you personas, whether it's, blood bank managers or
There you go.
phlebotomists or lab managers or you name it, more so as the umbrella terms. But we also have a core group of customers of personas that we built out that you can look at and go, this is exactly who we're going to be selling to. Be able to kind of look through your customer list to see what products align with what customer groups you're selling into today, as well as down the road as far as marketing, leverage some of our resources to get in front of these existing customer groups that we have as well.
Good point. Good point. Thank you. And it's important to note that on the previous slide, I didn't touch on the relationship types. But not only can we sell and will sell our branded solutions through our partner program, we also have the ability, should you be a partner that has, say, a relationship with an EMR company. And I know there are a couple of partners on this call today that do have those relationships. If that EMR company is looking at doing an OEM embedded, or what we would call here a white label, let's talk about it. Let's figure out how you can be the point of contact as the partner to work with that EMR. Once again, we're open to all types of relationships, all types of partnerships, so that we can place Haystack, Detector X, and Mobile Lab in the market. I'm going to push it right back to you, Corey, and Shon, feel free to jump in on this if you like, but I know how I like to see logos and see some proven sites that we work with. Corey, can you talk to some of the clients that we have here? And
I could, but
maybe
I think I know, Shon, we kind of mentioned yesterday, this really just gives iatricSystems at a glance and a lot of the clout that we've developed through the years, if you wanted to go ahead and take this one.
You want me to take this one?
Yes, please
Yeah.
go right ahead, Shon.
Yes,
Talk
okay.
about that
Yeah.
second bullet, #1 in class over multiple
Yeah,
years. Like
yeah,
about
we've
that.
got of the two products, both Haystack and Mobile Lab have won best in class multiple years. Mobile Lab is a mobile phlebotomy product, which basically the phlebotomist use whoever is drawing the blood, they use it, and it won the mobile phlebotomy category every year at class. That class discontinued it. I guess they got tired of us winning it every year. I don't know. So, but there is no class, there is no category for that anymore. But both of those products have won multiple years. Haystack was formerly known as Security Audit Manager. That's what it was branded when it won. But in addition, both of those products have been available for roughly 20 years. So they have a lot of cutting edge technology in them, but they're both also tried and true solutions. As you can see, installed at well over, again, we have over 1,300 customers. And we had a question. I don't know if you want to go ahead and answer that question now or.
Sure, go right ahead. I actually have the screen up, so if you could read that question in the chat and then answer it, that'd be great. Or
Yeah, I saw we had an individual raise their hand. If you could use the Q&A panel to kind of flag us, if it's a question, we could go ahead and answer that now, or you could always wait until when we open the floor for questions as well. I know something that I wanted to mention on this slide is we have a lot of accolades on the left that you can see. We have top-ranked patient privacy products on Black Book. We've won #1 in class multiple years, but on the right, I think it also tells a story of it's not just about winning a prize or anything like that. It's also about delivering great healthcare products to what are reputable hospitals. And not only that, a lot of hospitals that are at scale, Tenet, HCA, Renown, a lot of these big guys who can't afford to have a solution that doesn't work for them or doesn't provide ROI. We provide trusted, proven solutions, not only from the market on the left-hand side, but also from our customers who can, again, speak very highly of the work that we do.
And that brings us to the solution set, which is where perhaps some of the questions will likely come from. So the solution set that we offer, how do the clients benefit? Well, they benefit by solutions that are real-time monitoring. This will help to reduce risk and reduce financial exposure. And so the next slide is kind of a challenge. It's kind of a test. So I'm going to ask if you would to respond in chat or in Q&A. Which one of these two, and this, some of you may see this slide and go, that looks familiar. Take a look at these and tell me which access is appropriate. You could say #1 on the top, #2 on the bottom, but put an answer in chat. And then Corey, if you see a couple of answers come in, let me know if anybody's able to determine which one of these is appropriate. We'll give it about 5, 6 seconds, 10 seconds here.
Yeah, sounds good. And for everybody, go ahead and navigate to the top where you see Q&A, and that's where you'll be able to type it in, and we'll see those come in.
My hunch is, and we can cut to the chase here. My hunch is you're probably going to say, I have no idea which one is appropriate or inappropriate, but I can tell you a solution that can, and that's Haystack IS. And that's really where I want to bring everybody's focus on the call today. Certainly, we're bringing 3 products to market in Haystack IS, DetectRx, and Mobile Lab. But after pretty good review, pretty good understanding, and sitting through a couple of demonstrations with a couple of large hospitals outside the United States, I've realized that for our partner program, Haystack IS is the moneymaker. Why? Because patient privacy is so important. And so I'll really ask both the guys here on this call, Shon or Corey, that we have a couple 3 slides here to talk about. Do either of you want to walk through this, or can we just simply say that what this solution will do is it will analyze the data in the EHR? Shon, go ahead.
I'll take it. Yeah, it actually, the predecessor to this product, again, Security Audit Manager, was actually the first patient privacy product on the market. It was released in 2003. And as it stands now with Haystack IS, we actually have a new version coming out like literally any day now. And so this product uses both algorithms and AI to identify potential snooping. You might say, why doesn't only use AI, or why does it not only use AI? And the reason is you don't need AI for everything. Like some things like same last name access, that's just, we don't need AI for that. But one of the best things about it is the AI component. There'll be some things that different hospitals are concerned about. For example, some hospitals, they're like, you cannot look at your own record. But then some other hospitals are fine with that. And so what the AI will do is when the auditor goes in and starts marking those, let's say a hospital's fine with staff looking at their own record, they'll go in and start marking that as appropriate. And then the system will stop flagging that in the future. So it literally will learn what's appropriate and what's not appropriate for you. It also has a really awesome agent that you can automate a lot of the workflow. So for example, let's say that the system flags somebody, and the agent can actually send out a questionnaire to that person's manager and ask some questions and gather data, and then bring that back to the auditor to, again, save the auditor some work. So it also will integrate with any EHR. Our largest customers, I mean, we have all the big ones, Epic, Cerner, Meditech. Our largest customer for this is actually Epic. Our largest customers are Epic, and we can integrate really with anything. It brings in data from both the EHR and the timekeeping system, so you get a really holistic view of what's going on.
Perfect. Corey, do you have some additional? Oh, I'm sorry, Shon.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Corey, do you have some additional items off of this slide?
Not too much to add. I think Shon summed it up pretty well. I know the thing that I always like to add in is that we've been in business for 35 years, but we've been doing patient privacy for over 20. So this isn't something that is new to us, as is for some other companies. It's something that we've done for a very long time and something that we excel at. And, being a #1 class product, and at the moment, top ranked in class as well, there's a lot of opportunity in regards to Haystack IS.
Perfect. So who do we talk to? And as we go through the 3 products, you're seeing the first of the 3 products, but we have specific target prospects to call on. We're not blindly calling into an IT department. We're not blindly calling into a physician group and hope that we can get to the doctor that makes the decisions. We're actually going to the chief privacy officer or the compliance officer. Many of those that know me on this call know that my wife is actually one of these compliance officers. So this is an area of great interest for me. And I truly believe this is the moneymaker for us in the channel. And we'll talk about some revenue numbers here shortly as well after we move through DetectRx and Mobile Lab. But as you can see from this list, Chief Privacy Officer is going to tell you what you need to know. And if you get to the CIO or the CFO, they will know exactly who the Chief Privacy Officer is. However, we always have competition. And once again, I reflected earlier that this opportunity with iatric is very familiar from a greenfield new opportunity. The competition doesn't have a partner channel, and this is the competition. Shon, you want to talk a little bit about Blue Site ProTennis for us, please?
I do. Yeah, thank you, James. Really, for both DetectRx and Haystack, our primary competition is ProTennis. Earlier this year, they were purchased by Blue Site. And so we were actually talking about this right before the call. this is really a great time for both of these products because ProTennis is struggling some now that they've been acquired. When we meet with class, because we're class members, we do a deep dive, a few times a year. And back in June, when we had the latest deep dive with class, they talked a good bit about the current ProTennis customers and how unhappy they are. Because, and I mean, we went through this, 7 years ago when we were acquired by Harris. It's, being acquired is hard. It's a lot of transition and it's hard to keep everybody happy. And they're certainly seeing that, class is seeing that, and we're hearing it from other people as well, that, ProTennis is struggling right now. And so it's a great opportunity, I think, for us to go in and steal some business from them. In fact, we just stole an entire hospital group up in Michigan. So, it's really a great time along, for us to launch this program.
Thank you, Shon. And what's kind of unusual is most folks wouldn't offer up, but these are both live links to their actual site, because I want our partners to know what the competition is, how we stack up up against the competition, and how we stand out against the competition, because we truly do. So what's the next product? I call this one the guarding the pharmacy, protecting the patient. Do you get all 10 drugs when you go to the pharmacist to have it filled? Do you open it up sometimes? Probably not, but maybe you know someone who has opened up that bottle of pills and realized, well, hey, I was supposed to get 10. There's only 8 in here. What happened to those other 2? Shon, I'm going to kick it right back to you to talk about DetectRx.
Yeah, DetectRx is our newest product. It's been out for a few years. It's drug diversion, and drug diversion is simply a polite way of saying people are stealing drugs, and they could be stealing them directly out of the cabinet from the pharmacy or right before the time of administration. And of course, that's when it's really bad, right? Because it's a patient safety issue. And I remember when we were researching, should we enter into this market? Of course, you found all kind of horror stories, and I remember one of them was there was a police officer who was in the hospital. He's having knee surgery, and the nurse basically said, "You're a cop. You're tough. You're gonna have to suck it up." And she said that because she was stealing half of his pain meds. And so, he's suffering unnecessarily because, again, she's doing this. And so we have some really cool AI technology in this, in that one of the things we do, I think that's unique to us, a couple things that are unique to us that I'll mention, is we actually look at pain scores. And we look at pain scores over time, and we use AI to analyze them because, like, let's say with the 3 of us, if every time that James is on staff, or is working all of his patients, their pain scores shoot up, that's a good indicator that James may be, diverting drugs. One of the other really cool features of this product is we have this timeline feature, because with DetectRx, we bring in data from the EHR. Again, our largest customers are with Epic, but it's the EHR, the timekeeping system, and the drug cabinets. So that's a lot of data coming in, and wading through it could be somewhat cumbersome, but we have this really cool timeline feature to where it makes it very easy, for people to figure out, oh, I understand exactly what's happening and what all the order of events are. And every time we go to trade shows or whatever, people look at that and are like, yeah, nobody else has anything like this. So this is a great product to help, again, ensure patient safety and, save the hospital some money from people stealing their drugs.
Perfect. Corey, your slide, you want to add anything to that from a marketing perspective?
Yeah, I think Shon summarized it very well. The only thing that I'll add is, Shon was talking about the timeline, and I know we're going to have product demonstrations down the road, so you'll see exactly what this product looks like firsthand. But in order to get a better visual as far as what is that timeline, why it's important, we actually have a couple really cool videos on our YouTube. You could also find it on our website. So I'd suggest go there just to kind of see what makes that timeline unique. Because like Shon said, every time we go to a trade show, it's a showstopper. Customers love it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And as part of our go to show program schedule, we will include and allow our partners to participate as well. So what's the ideal customer for DetectRx? Slide looks familiar, doesn't it? I try to stay consistent because that's the only way I can continue to learn as well. But this is a really interesting and very specific role and responsibility, a director of pharmacy. Once again, bouncing back to the chief compliance officer. So now you're having a conversation about Haystack IS for patient privacy, and you're having a conversation with the same people or people very close to that same person about a drug diversion product. And keep in mind, both of these products, especially Haystack IS, is associated with penalties from the government if patient information is disclosed. And so these are tools that the organization is looking to employ and deploy to help safeguard against any of these concerns about patient privacy and drug diversion. So that leads us to Mobile Lab. And Mobile Lab is the complete package for patient safety. Now, we call it the ELT, the Executive Leadership Team here. When I started working with Shon and the other two vice presidents, we tried to figure out what could we do that would be unique, something that would have maybe a piece of hardware associated with it that also solves a very interesting challenge. And so when Shon and the team suggested Mobile Lab as part of our go-to-market strategy, I kind of scratched my head and I thought, well, okay, I think we can find a market. I think we can find partners, and I think we can sell more of this. But I think, once again, I'm going to push this back to Shon to talk about it in greater detail, because this is another really good opportunity to create revenue for your company. So Shon, pushing it back to you on Mobile Lab.
Okay. Yeah. Again, Mobile Lab was released over 20 years ago. Hundreds of customers on it, and it's a product that people really love. I mean, I would say it's probably our most beloved product. In fact, what we find is a lot of times, let's say a CIO or IT director or somebody, lab manager, they move to another hospital, and one of the first things they do is they start, bugging that new hospital. Hey, we need Mobile Lab. We need Mobile Lab, because what Mobile Lab does is one of the main things it does is it's patient safety. And so, for example, let's taking, Corey and James, let's say I'm the phlebotomist. I go into James' room and I draw blood from him, but I put Corey's label on James's, sample. Well, that's obviously a problem, and that's how people die. And we have had hospitals that have come to us with, situations like that. And I'm proud to say that every time when we implement Mobile Lab, and we have multiple cases of this, their mislabeled sticks go to zero day one. And
That's
so
remarkable.
it solves a huge patient safety problem for the hospitals. You can deploy this either on, there's some hospitals, they have laptops on carts that their phlebotomists use. So we of course support that. Some of them have handheld devices that could be iOS or Android. We support those. They may have little mobile printers, whatever, we support it. And I'm sure we've not seen everything, but we've seen a lot, and have a variety of different hardware out there in the world, real live, running in live environments today.
Thank you, Shon. And right again, I'm going to push it over to Corey. Any perspective from marketing view?
Yeah, and that's just to piggyback off what Shon just said. As far as for you all that's selling to the channel, we work with everything. And this goes with most of our iatric products of any EHR, vendor agnostic, you name it. So for Mobile Lab specifically, if a customer is using Zebra printers, if you prefer to push them up on iOS or potentially on Android, you could sell the end-to-end solution that not only you prefer, but your customers prefer as well, knowing that it's your tried and true trusted solution that is going to protect the patients, right? We have over 300 customers trusted by big brands like HCA, and it's one of our, like Shon said, most beloved products. It also gives you the versatility to sell it exactly how you'd like.
Perfect. Thank you. And here we are, that great slide. Once again, a specific prospect to call on: lab director, director of nursing, phlebotomy supervisor. When I took a look at the opportunity that was presented at iatric, I needed to know that we had three things: world-class products, great implementation, service, support, and maintenance. I needed to know that we had a market to call on, someone that would pick up the phone, answer an email, at least talk to me about what we have to offer. We have all three of those things, I'm proud to say, and that's why I'm so excited to be here. So what's the program look like? So why are you here? Well, first of all, thank you all for joining the call today. Thank you for responding and participating. I hope you will tell the many others that didn't make the call today to investigate the opportunity that we have here. When we built this program, we tried to emulate programs that you might be familiar with, or different companies out there that have an offering. In my worldview, this is the wave. This is the last great wave. And so I want to make sure that not only does iatric win, I also want my partners to win. And you all know that I believe that. I also want my family to win. And I think we can. And so what we built here is a 3-tiered approach. We've built a certified baseline. You fill out an application, you fill out a form, you sign an agreement, and bang, you are in the program. If you achieve $300,000 in a given year in sales, which shouldn't be too difficult to do when I show you the numbers it takes to sell the product, then you'll achieve more of a revenue opportunity. And I'll explain those after this call in a subsequent skilling event and or one-on-one with each of you. If you achieve $300,000 or $600,000 a year in a given year, then you achieve our platinum level, which is also additional revenue for you. Now, when you achieve those revenue points, let's say you're mid-year. Let's say we get into 2026 and you sell $600,000 worth of product by April 1st. Fantastic. You'll get to carry from that point forward the additional revenue opportunity for the remainder of the year, remainder of the next opportunities that you sell, as well as into the next year. I've got a bit of a promo I'm going to talk about here at the end as well. But these are very similar things. You'll have access to a partner program. You'll have access to a partner portal. You'll have access to me, the partner director, and the team that we're assembling to support this. We are, as I said, looking at a distribution model as well, which will help us scale also. And so there's a lot of things we're trying to do to bring these products to market quickly so that we can provide you with another means of revenue for your companies. We'll share this program overview with you as well. Now I'm going to push this over to Corey because I want him to talk about the marketing support. And he and I went back and forth with approval of the executive leadership team and Shon to kind of make sure we had the necessary components for you as a partner so that you would be able to properly talk to the product, properly position the product, demonstrate the product, sell and close the product. So Corey, would you talk to these items in marketing support, please?
Yeah, of course. And really the heart of what we're trying to do as far as marketing for you all is to make you succeed as a partner. So I'm going to go through some things that you would get initially on sign up, as well as, down the road, we have a couple options that we're looking to expand through partner tiers and exclusivity. So to be successful, you're going to need the content, right? You're going to want branded brochures. You're going to need collateral, maybe some logo lockups, things of that sort. Utilize our marketing team, and we're here to support that. If you have customers that are going live, we can provide you with success stories, testimonials, the resources that you need to sell. But as you get your established customer profile as well, we can help facilitate creating those success stories, doing PR on your behalf, additionally adding testimonials that, again, gives you a little bit of proof of concept and clout inside this new market or existing market for yourself. We're also looking at doing more thought leadership too. We have experts and resources at iatricSystems and do our own external marketing, but we would love to utilize you as our channel partners and experts as well to help boost both of us, right? Doing webinars, doing podcasts, doing social, all different kinds of things to piggyback off each other's audiences to further expose our products and our services to additional customers. Now, something down the road that we're going to look at as well is providing you, of course, with marketing deliverable funds. We're looking at doing paid ad campaigns depending on your specific partner tiers, as well if you're going to events and sponsorships, there's some opportunity there as well for both of us to co-market. Ultimately, we're looking at a partnership between our marketing team and our partners in order to make you as successful as possible. And with that, just off the base level, it's giving you the collateral, the customer testimonials, the references, everything that you need off the bat. And what we will have very soon is a partner portal, like James said, that collects all this information for you that you log into and have access to right away. Self-service, as you can think, as well as if there's anything custom that you need as well, we'll be here to support as needed.
Awesome. This has been a lot of you know this because you own your own companies. Labor of love. I feel like I am a part owner here with this effort, and it's important that we do it right. So with your help, we will do it right, and we will fund it properly. So you've heard me go through this before, at least some of you have, and if you haven't heard it from me, you've probably heard it in sales vernacular somewhere. It's the most widely listened to radio station in the United States, in the world, frankly, and that is WIIFM. What's in it for me? Well, what's in it for us? What's in it for you? It's pretty straightforward. You create the opportunity, qualify the opportunity. You provide the product demonstration. You close and book the opportunity. And from there, iatric takes the ball. For now, we will be performing our implementation and installation services until we have the program stood up. And then at that time, the hope is, and the goal is, that we're so busy that we have to employ our partners based on tier performance, the ability to be able to also service and implement. So there's a future revenue opportunity also. But today, create the opportunity, qualify the opportunity, provide the demonstration, and close and book it. We take it from here, and this is what's in it for you. That's a lot of stuff first, right? So I will try and bring my mouse in here, and I'll try and scroll over a little bit. We spoke about Haystack as the moneymaker. Sure, you could go right down here to a mobile lab at 400 plus beds and see that it's a $162,000 opportunity. And at platinum tier, this would be your commissionable revenue opportunity. It's probably not going to happen all the time, right? However, Haystack, patient privacy, lots of government stipulations and scrutiny on patient privacy. So let's take a look at the sweet spot for many of the partners that are on this call. $64,000 opportunity. Just to sign up and fill out the application, this is the earned number. Throw it over the fence, you might say. Sell $300,000 worth of this. From that point forward, this is the revenue opportunity for the remainder of the year and the next year. If you sell that same opportunity and you're a platinum level after selling $600,000, from that point forward, for the remainder of the year and the subsequent year, you'd be receiving this type of revenue opportunity. We see, and I'm already participating in two very large opportunities outside of the United States. My role and responsibility here is not just the Americas. I also have EMEA, which is Europe, Middle East, Africa, as well as APAC, Asia Pacific, and also working with our Harris sister companies, which there are many. Having said that, I think you could probably comfortably look at something in this range right here as a regular, and probably these two actually. So there's a real revenue opportunity for creating the opportunity. That means talking to somebody, qualifying the opportunity. Do they have an interest in a budget? Providing the demonstration. We will do that with you until you're ready to do it yourself. Close and book the opportunity. I'll help you along with the team here at iatric to close those opportunities and get them booked, and then we'll take it from there. Once we're paid, once the check cashes, then you are actually going to receive these numbers. And I will tell you, I did this conservatively, purposefully. Because the opportunity I'm working in Australia, for example, South Australia, is a 7-figure opportunity. So there's a lot of opportunity for us. There's a lot of green fields here. There's only 1,300 customers at iatric. There are 10,000 hospitals in the United States, I believe, or some a large amount, not to mention physicians groups, rural hospital. I know for a fact that there are partners on this call that have a great relationship with Indian Health Services or rural healthcare, FQHCs. That's an opportunity for us. I know for a fact there are partners on this call that have relationships with EMR companies. Let's talk to them. Let's figure out how we all can win. Let's figure out how we all can help benefit our families and our communities through increasing the revenue to our companies. I hope this gets you interested. I hope these numbers kind of say, hey, maybe they're onto something over there. And keep in mind, this is our first program. We're launching this for the first time. So in order to launch something successfully and get everybody's attention, I was scratching my head once again, like I often do. And I asked Shon, I said, hey, can we do something else? Can we throw a spiff? You know, let's drive some opportunity maybe between now and the end of the year. And on top of those numbers, throw in an extra $500. Doesn't seem like much. Maybe I should have asked for 1,000. Maybe he would have said yes to that. I don't know. But at least we've got an opportunity where we have leadership that actually wants to invest in our partners. That's what we're going to do here. So we have a $500 spiff in addition to the commissionable opportunity. We're also going to start anybody who wants to be a part of my partner channel program, our partner channel program, as a charter member, an opportunity to start off at the gold tier for the remainder of 25 and all of 26. We're also going to waive the one-time $1,000 program fee for all charter members. What's it take? Doesn't take a whole heck of a lot. I'm going to bounce past Q&A. We'll come back to that in a minute. Doesn't take a whole heck of a lot. All you have to do is go to this link, which will also be included in the follow-up email that you receive from us. Click in there, fill it out. Once that comes in, of course, it's going to go into our version of Salesforce. It's going to pop up on my desktop, and I'm going to follow up with you, and I'm going to send you a copy of our NDA, of our agreement, of our overview, and of our product guide, so that you can see a much deeper dive of the products, or of the program. We're also holding a skilling event on November 11th and 12th. I'm using some new terminology that unfortunately got stuck with me, but we're going to do a skilling event, and I'm reaching into my paperwork on the 11th and 12th of November. And during that call, what we're going to do is have, for those that sign up and want to be a part of the program and become a charter member, we're going to have demonstrations of Haystack IS. We're going to have demonstrations of DetectRx, and we'll put together a demonstration of Mobile Lab as well. I think it's important for you to see the solutions. That'll also give you an opportunity to meet our product owners. We call our product specialists, if you will, owners. They own the product. I've been on half a dozen calls already with Demi Borden, who runs our product for Haystack IS. I'm astonished. It reminds me of a lady I used to work with years ago, and her name was Val Matthews. One of the smartest people I ever met in my life. And I'll tell you what, Demi's pretty doggone close. And she's able to help a customer understand exactly the value of Haystack IS. So I implore you to fill out that simple form, send it over to me, and let me get you involved. There's real money to be made here in this opportunity. And with very little competition as it relates to Blue Site Pro Tennis, I think we stand on the precipice of making a real big splash in patient privacy and protecting the information of patients all over the Americas. So I'll pop back here to Q&A. And Corey, did you see anything in Q&A, whether chat or Q&A, that we could follow up on? Any questions?
Yeah, I actually do. And a quick reminder for everybody, if you do have a question, you could enter it in that Q&A panel by navigating to the top of your screen. We had one come in, James, which is this open to US-based partners only or internationally as well?
International. Worldwide.
Great. And I know we have a one that we put together ourselves to throw at you, which is, are you for real about these products being EHR agnostic?
Oops, I'm going the wrong way in my Q&A. All right, I'll leave this information. So I did this on purpose. I chuckle, right? Because everybody knows why I'm chuckling. The fact of the matter is, yes, these products are EHR agnostic. We're able to work with Athena, Meditech, eClinicalWorks, Cerner. You all know more out there. Greenway, which one do you want to pick? And the reason why we're able to do that is because iatrix started out as a Meditech integrator. I'm surrounded by people that can make a solution talk to an EMR directly without having to use an intermediary piece of software. So we have been able to develop solutions that are EHR agnostic, which means we get to sell into the largest of the large without any problems from a technical perspective. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and James, if I may, one of our other products that's not in the program now, we couldn't put every product in the program to start with, is we have our own interface engine. And I looked right before this. Right now, we have 11,000 interfaces all over the world that we're monitoring live. So when we say we're an integration company, I mean, we have the history to back it up.
What's the name of that product, Shon?
Easy Connect Jaguar.
There you go. I kind of fought for Easy Connect Jaguar, and then I thought, I'm not sure I understand it completely to be able to position it properly, but we will work as hard as we can to bring that solution to market as well. And Shon, I'll go off script here a little bit. These other solutions that we have are available. We don't want to lose out on an opportunity talking to a customer. If a customer brings up a question or an integration question, let's talk about it. Maybe we have a solution for it. I know we've got the people. Am I right, Shon?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you. What else you got in there, Corey?
Looks like that was the end of Q&A. We'll give everybody another couple of seconds as I start closing it out. But while we're doing that, James, I think one of the questions is, how can people get a hold of you?
Right there it is. So these are my last slides. Most of you have my personal cell. If you don't, you can contact me right there, because there it is. It's my personal and business cell. So it comes right to me. That's how we worked it out with iatrix and Harrison. It's working perfectly. There's my new address. I am responsible for this program. There's a lot of weight on the shoulders here, and I'm very excited about it. I know it seems corny, but we really have an opportunity here to set a standard in patient privacy, drug diversion, and mobile phlebotomy that we've done once before with other products. So give me a call. Let's talk. Let's figure it out. Let's move forward. Let's make some money. And with that, I'll go ahead and wrap up for the day. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.